Welcome to the next e-CENS video to reveal why switching from Universal Analytics to GA4 requires time and resources. Hi, I'm Holger Tempel, partner at e-CENS, as well as the founder and managing director of e-CENS in Germany. In the last episode, I've talked about the metric users and what it means when evaluating the values of this particular metric. In this video, I'll show you the differences between Universal Analytics and GA4 with regards to campaign tracking. And those differences, as well as their impact, is huge. As a remark up front, this video has been recorded end of June 2022. So if you watch this video later in the future, Google might have already addressed some or all of the issues I'm going to outline here. But for now, let's dive in. As you remember from my first video about the history of Google Analytics, campaign tracking was introduced back in 2003 when Urchin version 5 was released. Let's have a look at the 5 dimensions of campaign tracking in Universal Analytics as a recap. The first dimension is called campaign, which is represented by the parameter UTM campaign. This dimension is used to name the marketing initiative, for instance, spring sale, early bird, or even the product name, promo code, or slogan, and therefore this parameter is mandatory. The second mandatory dimension is source and is represented by the parameter UTM source. This dimension is used to tell you about the referrer of an ad, for example Google, Citysearch, newsletter, and therefore answers the question, from where has the user been referred to the website? And the last mandatory dimension is medium with the corresponding parameter UTM medium. Using this dimension tells you more about the marketing medium you have used to drive traffic to the site and answers the question, how has the user been referred to the website? And now the first optional parameter is add content, which utilizes the parameter UTM content and is used to differentiate creatives. For example, if you have 2 versions of an ad and want to find out which version is more effective. And the second optional parameter is called UTM term and reflects the keyword which has triggered the ad. So for instance, if you are selling products for the outdoors, you might run ads for selling those which are displayed when someone is looking for shirt or water bottle or backpack, etc. Ideally, you would then make use of the so-called keyword insertion tag, which will then populate the parameter UTM term with the keyword the user entered in the search engine. And recently, Google introduced 3 additional parameters for campaign tracking, which I'm going to explain a bit more in detail now. The parameter UTM source platform reflects the platform where the marketing activity was undertaken. This could be, for instance, Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or any other platform where you want to run your ads. The next optional parameter is UTM creative format, which is used to pass along the exact format of your creatives being used. So this could be quite generic like banner, video, or text, or it can be more specific like skyscraper and leaderboard, or it can be very detailed like teaser video 20 seconds. And the last optional parameter is called UTM marketing tactic and will reflect the tactic used for your marketing campaign. In example, this could be onboarding, retention, encouragement, etc. So basically, you are now able to define your campaign much more granular and also send much more information to GA4. And after we've been looking at the differences between Universal Analytics and GA4 with regards to campaign link building, now let's have a look at the default channel grouping of both. And we'll start with the default channel grouping of Universal Analytics, which consists of 9 predefined channels. Affiliates, which is the traffic from affiliates. Direct, which is traffic from browser type-ins or links in documents. Display, which reflects traffic coming from banners or site placements. Email, which is traffic from email or newsletters. Organic search to tell about the traffic from search engines. Paid search for the traffic from paid placements and other TPC or PPC traffic. Referrals, which tells about the traffic coming from other websites. Social to reflect traffic from social media. And other advertising, which is all the remaining traffic which cannot be assigned to one of these channels. This was pretty much sufficient to at least let Universal Analytics assign incoming traffic to a channel. And if you needed to be more granular, you could simply either adjust the corresponding rule set of the default channel grouping, or you could create a completely new channel grouping which was able to satisfy your needs. So now let's look at the default channel grouping in GA4, which has been modified and extended as well from 9 to 18 channels. And the modifications include other advertising has gone and was replaced with paid other, and social is now organic social, to be clear about the traffic which comes from social media and does not include campaign traffic. And the new channels are audio to assist the traffic from streaming audio ads from a podcast or Spotify playlist, cross-network when you run smart shopping campaigns, mobile push notification, which is used for any kind of notifications being pushed to an audience onto their mobile devices. Organic shopping can be assigned when you sell products on shopping sites like Amazon or eBay, and there's a link to your website in the product description. Organic video will be assigned once a link from a video platform links to your website. And if you are running ads on shopping sites, social platforms, or video platforms, the incoming traffic will be assigned to the channel paid shopping or paid social or paid video. And the last new channel to mention is SMS, which is used when you are sending text messages to mobile phones, which also contains links to your website. Unfortunately, at the time of recording this video, there was no possibility to adjust the default channel grouping or to create another channel grouping at all. But basically, you're now able to define your campaign much more in detail and also send much more information to GA4. So let's have a look at the reporting in GA4 and see what we'll find there. And first of all, in the acquisition reports, you can switch between the dimension by changing the primary dimension. Next, you can add a secondary dimension to the report by clicking on the plus sign and selecting the required dimension from the list. In addition, you can also evaluate the traffic with the default channel grouping. And last but not least, you can also use the Explore section in GA4 to create a report that satisfies your needs. But even though you can now send much more campaign information to GA4 and you are able to have much more granular evaluation with regards to the default channel grouping, the old saying also applies here. There's no light without shadow. And this is because at the time of recording this video, GA4 can display only the following dimensions in the reports: source, medium, campaign, and source platform. Unfortunately, there's no data available in the reports for term, also known as keyword, ad content, creative format, and marketing tactic. But as you can see, each parameter will populate up to 3 dimensions, which will equal to 24 dimensions in total. So if you look at the Explore section in GA4, you will find out that only 4 out of 8 dimensions are available for reporting. Even though you will see 5 dimensions emphasized here, is only 4 dimensions because source medium is only a combination of the dimensions source and medium. Now, when you export the data from GA4 to Google's BigQuery, you will experience a different scenario, which is source, medium, campaign, content, and term is available in BigQuery, but there's no data available regarding the new campaign parameters, source platform, creative format, or marketing tactic. And if you look at the data in BigQuery exported from GA, you will see only those dimensions I've mentioned in the previous slide. So after all, if you want to evaluate your campaign's success, you have to more or less stick with the already well-known campaign parameters and start analyzing the data with BigQuery connected to some data visualization tool, like for instance Google Data Studio. So to sum up the key differences between Universal Analytics and GA4 when it comes to campaign tracking currently is like this. Universal Analytics has 5 campaign parameters with also 5 campaign dimensions available. You will find more than 15 pre-built reports to evaluate your marketing activities, and you can use dashboards and custom reports in Universal Analytics to do further campaign analysis. In addition, the incoming traffic is assigned to 9 different channels of the default channel grouping, which can be adjusted and extended to your needs. GA4, on the other hand, offers 8 campaign parameters with 24 campaign dimensions. Unfortunately, there are only 3 pre-built reports to evaluate your marketing activities, but you can use the Explore section to create further campaign analysis. Finally, traffic coming in from your campaigns is assigned to 18 different channels in the default channel grouping, which unfortunately cannot be adjusted or extended. Now you know about the differences when comparing Universal Analytics and GA4 with regards to campaign tracking. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. And always keep in mind, experience cannot be learned, it must be gathered. Therefore, rely on the expert's experience only.